With us now, Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Do you believe Mr. Schiff when he says he's made no prejudgments?
Of course not, and we have a lot of reasons not to believe him. The pile is stacked very high of dishonest actions by Adam Schiff, of the lies of Adam Schiff. The very fact that the Democrats would put this process in his hands says it all, how much of a sham this process is, how much it's going to be in the weeks to come. This is really a shame for our country to go through this process, and it's even a bigger shame that Adam Schiff is put in charge of it.
Well, how did it slip out of the hands of Jerry Nadler? He's the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. He seemed to be the person to lead it, or at least his committee was the place to lead it. How did Schiff get it when Jerry Nadler should have it?
That's a great question, David. I think that has a lot to do with the Democrats being embarrassed of Jared Nadler, maybe in how he chaired the committee in the beginning months of the Congress. There's been a lot of chatter on Capitol Hill and the Congress that Nancy Pelosi had a lot more faith in Adam Schiff to do her bidding to move the process forward in the way that she wants it to go. Now we know that that's to march toward the drumbeat of impeachment. I do want to say, though, at the outset, many months ago, of the chatter about impeachment, Nadler, Schiff, Pelosi all said that they would not put our country through the impeachment process unless it was done with bipartisan support. And the vote today shows that there's only bipartisan support to not move forward with the impeachment process. There's not bipartisan support to march us forward in that direction. I should have mentioned that. Not a single Republican voted with the Speaker for this process. And in fact, 2 Democrats voted against the Speaker. So just the opposite of bipartisan support. But I have to say, it is so strange, is it not, that the Speaker would have more faith in Adam Schiff, a man who has been proven to lie about several key incidents in this whole process than she would in Jerry Nadler. That's right. I think there's another aspect of this too, David, and that's that the House Intelligence Committee, much of what they do is done in secret.
Right.
And it appears that the Democrats want to continue to hold secret hearings. There's nothing transparent about this impeachment process, and the vote today to formalize the process doesn't mean that anything's going to be transparent moving forward either. So I think that has a little bit to do with why Speaker Pelosi is putting this in the lap of Adam Schiff instead of in the Judiciary Committee, which is where it belongs.
And it's absolutely clear why it's being done in secret, because if it wasn't being done in secret, people would have to ask Mr. Schiff about these things that he said that turned out not to be true, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, at this point, that says it all. You put a very dishonest person in charge of a process. As I've said many times, this is a make-it-up-as-you-go process. There's no logic or rules to how the Democrats are handling this process. They're getting the cart in front of the horse. Right. At this point, there is no high crime or misdemeanor that this president is being impeached for. The Democrats are just moving forward with it anyway. That's the sad reality.
That's the point. They're putting the conviction ahead of any evidence, and the more evidence that we get, the more it seems to contradict their end game, which is a conviction. By the way, that completely conflicts with what Speaker Pelosi said at the outset of this, that there was no intention to carry on an impeachment. Let me just play that soundbite, get your reaction. Go ahead.
This is a sad day. It's a sad day because nobody comes to Congress to impeach a president of the United States. No one.
Well, apparently Speaker Pelosi hadn't heard Rashida Tlaib say the following back in January.
When your son looks at you and says, "Mama, look, you won," bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't, because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach them.
That was right after the congressman became a congressman, so it's clear that this has been the agenda for a long time, no?
Yeah, David, my blood boils when I hear both of those sound clips. Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats in the House have been gunning for impeachment from the very beginning. I got to tell you, I've served with this president now for 3 years. He has a strong track record. I'm proud to stand with him, what he's done for our economy, what he's done for our military, what he's done for our veterans. He's been such a good president for our country, and the Democrats know they can't beat him at the ballot box because his record is so strong and he has the support of the American people, broadly so. They have to beat him through the impeachment process instead. And that's not the way that our founding fathers envisioned the impeachment process to be used.
No.
And I can only hope that the American people see through it on Election Day in 2020.
Well, I think they're underestimating the vision of the American people, frankly, and we will see that in a year from now when the election takes place. Congressman Banks, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.